What is going on, everyone? It's Nero again, here for you, some Call of Duty Ghost, and another episode of KEM Strike Saturday. KEM Strike Saturday, of course, is a weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in KEM Strikes, KEM Strike gameplays, things of that nature, and it's a win-win for everybody, right? So the person sending in the KEM Strike obviously gets some exposure for his and or her channel, and then I get an awesome gameplay post up to my channel, and my subscribers get an awesome video to watch. It's a win-win for everybody. Maybe they find a new YouTuber they like to watch as well, so it's a win-win for absolutely everybody. It's all fantastic stuff. Now, there's a couple different kinds of KEM Strikes, right? There's a few different kinds. There's typically, in my mind, two kinds of KEM Strikes that get sent to me. The first option is like really fast, really super duper amazing Phantasmo gameplays, right? Like for example, that 1 minute and 52 second long AK-12 KEM Strike on Tremor that I posted up last week. That was one example of a KEM Strike. Then there's other ones, like there was like an 8-minute long AK-12 KEM Strike on the map Octane, where I actually talked about how you want the enemy team to be at the C flag, and if you take over the, like the right side of the map, that's about the best way to go, because lots of people like to cover the left side, and like, slower KEM Strikes that take longer to get, but I have time to stop and say, hey, this is what the person's doing, this is what's happening in the game, I can break this down for you guys and help my subscribers maybe play a little bit better, help myself even play a little bit better as I'm breaking down this video, and hopefully we can all learn from it, right? There's two different kinds of KEM Strikes in my mind. Well, this one doesn't make any goddamn sense. I don't understand this freaking KEM Strike. It confuses me. It breaks all the rules and the barriers and the boundaries set before it. So this is actually one of those KEM Strikes where it's super duper amazing, but it's like 10 minutes long, which doesn't make any sense, but I guess it does make sense because it's not a KEM Strike. It's actually 3 freaking KEM Strikes in one match with the MTAR-x, and it is absurd. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to get 3 KEM Strikes in a match. It doesn't make any sense. I'm fairly, almost 100% sure that he's playing by himself. He's playing solo, so he doesn't have the help of like teammates to help him get these KEM Strikes. He's just running around, and he's going to do it all by himself, which doesn't make any sense at all. So this actual KEM Strike was sent in. His name is D-Trex, alright? So his name is D-Trex. He's a member of Team KaLiBeR, which is kind of cool. He's part of the War Beast division of Team KaLiBeR, which I think mainly means like really awesome public match play. And his channel is actually going to be youtube.com/SkunkWagons. If you guys want to check that out, of course, there's going to be a link in the description to his channel. Interesting twist, plot twist on the YouTube channel. It's actually ran by 2 people, both Jamie and PJ, who have been friends for many, many years. Over 10 years, and they're both 17, so these guys have been friends since they were in elementary school, and they run a YouTube channel together. So that's kind of a neat idea. Jamie and PJ, like I said, and Jamie is actually D-Trex, who is the player in this particular video. So it's a channel run by 2 people who have been best friends for years, and they like to play video games and such, and one of them just so happens to be a member of Team KaLiBeR and is a fantastic Call of Duty player that gets freaking 3 KEM Strikes in one gameplay. Absurd stuff. Absolutely absurd stuff. And the biggest thing, alright, so we're coming up here on the first KEM Strike. We're actually 1 kill away. He's going to turn this, and there's the KEM Strike. There's the first KEM Strike right there. We've already got 1. There's going to be 2 more in this one video. But one of the things I've noticed, like watching this gameplay, he's watching it, like, and he's actually going to kill himself so we can start going for more KEM Strikes. And he actually goes on himself like a pretty long kill streak, ends up dying off, so I skip through all that, and we're going to fast forward here to like the beginning of his second KEM Strike run. One of the things I noticed about this gameplay, and I think you guys will notice it as well, is like as you watch it, is this motherfucker, excuse the language, but he is like pinpoint accurate every time he tries to kill somebody. There's no like, missing a few shots and then like recentering your aim and getting back on target. You'll notice he snaps perfectly onto the enemy players, usually gets them in the chest and drops them in 3 or 4 shots, unaimed, and then goes again. It's like, what? See, I've been playing Call of Duty many years, since 2007, right? Very long time. One of the things that I just do instinctively, and I've never, I guess, really taken any measures to try and correct it, I just kind of dealt with it, is when I aim at somebody, right? When I first initially pull up my sights and make that aim at somebody, I'm usually aiming at their knees. I don't know why. Like my aim, like I think it's because when I run, I actually like move my like right stick up or something, and it basically makes me look a little bit towards the ground while I run. And so when I snap onto somebody, for whatever reason, I'm usually shooting in their knees. Which of course, there's no actual like multipliers for any of your guns if you're shooting them in the legs, but you do get like a 1.1 multiplier when you're shooting them like in the chest area. So you actually do get multipliers for the chest and head, whereas if you shoot them in the arms and legs, there's no multipliers. So you actually kill somebody a lot faster if you're shooting them in the chest as compared to if you're shooting them in the arms or legs. And you shoot way faster, like they'll die like a whole bullet, less if you actually shoot them in the head as compared to anywhere else in their body. So I think it's one of the things that I need to learn. And I think like watching his gameplay, he just always seems to get them. Like he always seems to end up getting them like roughly in the chest area. Of course, he's gonna get like, let me spoil this now. He's gonna get nearly 100 freaking kills in this gameplay. So I'm gonna adjust myself in my chair here. Of course, he's not gonna get every kill because it's gonna be perfect. Drop shotting people in the chest and whatnot. But he is, for the most part, gonna get most of his kills actually shooting people in the chest, which is absurd to me. I'm just gonna make up words here on the fly during his commentary, but notice the reaction times. So watching this gameplay, which I've watched it twice now, because the first time I watched it I was just like, huh, what just happened? 3 chems, what? But basically domination. All right, so of course there's domination, and how domination's played, you like to go towards where the enemy team is at, and there's KEM Strike number 2. You like to go where towards the enemy team is at. The flag they have, and this rampage going through here is just absurd right here. So he goes up and ends up killing all these extra peoples in here. It's just fantastic. But I've noticed that he's playing solo, and here's what you do when you play solo, which I've actually had to learn this myself, because going into Call of Duty Ghosts like all beforehand, I primarily always had friends to play with. I always played with a ton of people. And now, since I got the Xbox One, like none of my friends have the Xbox One. Foxhound's the only one. And he's rarely online when I'm online. I've always had to play solo or with subscribers or such, right? And it's like you gotta get used to like playing with essentially people you don't know, essentially people that probably aren't going to be the greatest players in the world. I mean, I've run into just many games where I just join in a game by myself, and it's like, wow, my teammates are awful because there's a party on the enemy team. So what he does, he doesn't really try to play like exactly the best team player that he can be. I mean, he's not capturing flags, but damned if he's not like destroying the entire enemy team, which of course is a whole debate there, is that do you need to actually be the guy capturing flags if you're the guy that can run around and get 90 kills without any kill streak help at all? There's a whole debate to be had there, but basically what he does is he runs into the enemy spawn, he kills off all of them, and that's what he does throughout the entire video. If they're at the C flag, you can see what he's doing right now. He's actually capturing this flag because his team is losing now. He wants to make sure his team actually gets this win. He does what he can to help them win, but for the most part, he doesn't just go running aimlessly into enemy flags trying to capture them. He stays a bit more methodical, goes in towards the enemy spawn, but of course stays in safer areas where he can actually just kind of get kills off people, rather than diving off flag and probably dying as he tries to get his 3rd freaking KEM Strike of the game, which is one of the things you have to do when you're playing solo. Not going for KEM Strikes and stuff. You don't need to go for KEM Strikes if you're playing solo, but when you're playing solo, you definitely have to play different. Like if I were playing with a full party, we'd all be running towards B, we'd be capturing it, we would kind of set up around B right now because it's a really close game. Like there's only a 1-point score difference. So we would all be camping around B for a bit, trying to get the score up. But he can't really do that. He doesn't have teammates to help him out or rely on. So what's he do? He's going to say, okay, if we're having trouble holding on to B, I'm going to make sure I'm going to run into A flag right now and say screw you to all these people. He's just going to run in there. He's going to try and kill off as many people on the enemy team as he can, while his team can hopefully pick off the 1 or 2 people that happen to get by him and capture the B flag. But that doesn't end up happening. His teammates, actually, they're starting to get the B flag right now, but as you can see, he is just running wild through the enemy spawn right now, which I actually prefer them, I think, to be on the A side as compared to the C side. Like I'm more comfortable. I feel as though I can run into this building and do better myself. Like not him, but me personally. I feel as though I can run through this building easier than I can run through the C building, which we've seen him just go wild through the C building this entire video. But I prefer the A building. I prefer the enemy team to be at A while our team has B and C. That's how I like to personally run this map. But the gameplay, like you can tell, he's starting to get a little bit frantic because the score is very close. His team's actually down by 5 right now. The enemy team is basically, they've taken C, they've taken B. His team's taking A now, and it's like, oh goodness gracious, team, can somebody help me out here? Help me out here! I've got 2 KEM Strikes to call in, for freaking Pete's sake. And he's just running around, man. He's gonna run around just trying to get some kills right here. He's very close to his KEM Strike, but the gameplay is like rapidly like coming to an end. Like it's 194 to 191 right now. It's like, oh my god, like my heart starts pounding watching this gameplay. I'm like, is he gonna get the third KEM Strike? I don't think he's gonna, even though the video he sent me is titled Triple KEM Strike. I'm not sure if he's gonna get it. Like it was just getting really fast and really intense, and like it's intense. If it's intense watching a match, imagine being the person playing it. He's gonna kill this guy through the little barricade down there. Right now, it's like really close to the end. He picks up his third KEM Strike and gets shot and tries to call it in, and he can't. So what happened here is D-Trex actually gets himself 3 KEM Strikes in one match, but does not call in any of them, which is just funny. I mean, if it's recorded like this, then it's still, you got the KEM Strike just because you didn't call it in. I mean, you can't say, oh, he didn't get it in. He actually didn't get 3 KEM Strikes. He didn't call them in. I mean, he had all 3 of them. Just wasn't enough time in the game to call them in. But a final score of 95-4, which of course is an absurd. It doesn't make any sense. I posted on Twitter after watching this gameplay for the first time. I'm like, this gameplay that was sent in for KEM Strike Saturday, I don't know what just happened. That was amazing. You guys want to go check his channel. Remember, he does this channel with his friend. It is SkunkWagons. If you guys want to go check it out. This gameplay was one half of SkunkWagons. So there's SkunkWagons, which is basically posted to by 2 people. You got Jamie and you've got PJ. Jamie is the person you saw in this video. He's part of Team KaLiBeR, and all around freaking beast of a player. That was just absurd. He posted a bunch of other amazing gameplay, and these two just have a lot of fun. They've been best friends for like 10 years now, and they like to game together. And it's a really pure channel, if that makes sense. It's a pure channel. It's a channel just where people like to go and play games together and have fun, and apparently can get like 100 kills without freaking the help of kill streaks. Absurd. Much better than me. He's better than me, I'll say it. Either way, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys like to send in your guys' KEM Strikes for next week's episode of KEM Strike Saturday, here's everything you guys need to know. No commentary, no color correction. Link the video to me as unlisted here on YouTube. And if it's a good one, an awesome one, then I'll do my best to go ahead and look through them. And if it's really amazing, I'll post up and maybe help out your channel a little bit. That's the whole point of KEM Strike Saturday. Everything you guys need to know is on the screen right here. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode. If you guys did, be sure to leave a rating. If you guys like to check out D-Trex and his other amazing, awesome gameplays, as well as him and his friend and all that whole thing going on over there at youtube.com/SkunkWagons. And there's of course, link on your screen right here. There's a link in the description so you guys can go there and you guys can click over to his channel. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a rating. Leave a rating here. It's a freaking triple KEM Strike. Leave some ratings here. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
I was banging 7 grand rocks, that's how I roll. I got one game.